Wow, we just finished Sukkot, and where we went to was Spearman, Oklahoma. I was going to say Oklahoma, Texas. Well, I don't know my states. And it was in Palo Duro, Lake Palo Duro campsite, and there was no service. Okay, that means no internet, no cell phone, nada over there. And we were amongst the trees and everything, and it was beautiful. So my segment here is about Sukkot and camping and the benefits of camping. And here are just 10 health benefits of camping, and we can add to these. The fresh air. When you go out to camp and you are in a place like that and you breathe in that fresh air, you're getting more oxygen from all the trees that are around you. Unlike living like where I live in a city full of refineries that bring forth oxygen that's not so good. Also, socialization. There was a lot of socializing in Life of Worship's campsite because there was no cell phone reception. So nobody was looking down on their phones, which was wonderful. It was so good. And plus, the board games. And by the way, Sandy, just to let you know, Quelf is coming to my house very soon. It's been ordered. So board games were good. It also improves the mood of people. Camping. This is what we were doing in Sukkot. We were all camping outside, outdoors. It improves your mood. We've talked about it before in some of the shows, frequencies and how frequencies affect us. And when you don't have those frequencies, how your mood just changes, how you feel more refreshed. Even if you've slept only a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, and you were shivering, or whatever in the night, you still felt refreshed when you woke up. And there's less stress. You have less stress because you're not worrying about, who called me? I got to check my emails, or I got to go to work, because we were able to spend that whole week and just rest in him. And also you had to walk to places. We had to walk to where we had dinner. We had to walk to where we fellowshiped. We had to walk to the bathroom and back to our campsites where each individual campsite was. So there was a lot of exercise. And in fact, I was doing about, I think, 3 to 5 miles a day of walking. And it was wonderful. And sunshine. So we're getting that vitamin D. Yay! I love vitamin D. Vitamin D is good for you. And like I said earlier, good night's sleep. So when you were walking and getting that vitamin D and getting that good oxygen in your body, you were able to sleep better. You were able to relax and rest. Your body was able to get a lot of the energy that we do not seem to release when we're sitting in front of a computer or sitting in front of a desk or doing our jobs that has us sitting around. Good food. A lot of times when we're camping, sometimes we eat junk, but a lot of times you end up eating some good food. And the chili cook-off was my favorite one. And I still say number 5 won.
Excuse me, the winner was fine.
What was it? Number 5?
No, I won.
Did you really?
Yes.
I said number 5, y'all, just to let you know, there are 4 chilies, and I made number 5 putting all the chilies together. So it was really delicious. And then new challenges. There were new challenges, how to get here and there, dealing with bugs. Yes, we have to deal with bugs when we do that. And it also, the last one was on this article that I was reading, was meditation. And during Sukkot, we meditate upon the Father, and we focus on him. So all these things put together bring such energy. And I don't know about y'all that went to Sukkot, Life of Worship Sukkot, or if you went to Chandler or Oregon, when you came back home, you felt refreshed, you felt energized, you felt stronger, you felt healthier. The allergies are gone, just a lot of benefits there. And it's like the Father knew ahead of time that we needed this. He knew that we were going to be in these lives that were so busy and wrapped up with all these crazy frequencies, crazy lives with, rushing here, rushing there. And he says, you know what? I want you just to get together, camp together, get out of your houses, get into the woods, and just be in my creation and be with me. And that's the best health benefit. And if you want to go to a spa, a 1-week spa or 8-day spa, go do Sukkot.
Well, I like what you said, because you said it's like the Father knew. Of course he did. He knew we needed that break. He knows more than we do, but there's even more. There's something that happens when we get to fellowship with our brothers and sisters in a more intimate way than we normally do. Get to know them better, laugh with them, play with them, cry with them, pray with them. touch them. And there's even studies that say depression goes down when you camp out like this, that it is healthy for your heart for the various reasons that you've spoken of. But, there's a reason we are commanded to, to be with each other, and the benefits, the things that you said camping, it was just amazing. You just feel when you're in the amphitheater of Yah, because that's really what it is, his creation. How can you not just sit back and be in awe of who he is? Because everything you look at is crying out his name, crying out who he is. Even with when we prayed, when we saw the manifestation of your healing coming forth, when Yah said, you heard me say, okay, in the middle of the camp, from my preaching, teaching to what we did. One of the first things you said is, I see the leaves of those trees. And they weren't close up. They were far away. And you said, I see the leaves of the trees and their movement. You saw, and trees are as people. And you saw his creation up close and personal. The first thing, camping, because we got together. There's power when we come together and pray and worship and hear the word and laugh and play and have a great time. Sukkot, if you don't, if you're not doing it, if you're not taking that break, and is it commanded that you take a break the whole time? No. But there's something that happens, because back in the day you had to. You traveled to Jerusalem and you had to. But there's something that switches. It's like a restart for our health in our bodies, in our minds, and our relationships, et cetera, et cetera. So thank you.
Exactly. And we had one young man that was there, very shy young man. And during that time he opened up. So people, when you go out there and you fellowship, people that are shy or hesitant or scared, they were opening up and they were coming forth and bringing forth. He even came at talent night and he opened up his heart and played that guitar of a song that he wrote. And it was so beautiful. And to just see him blossom during that whole week was just a beautiful thing. And he has a beautiful name too. I love his name. His name is Forrest.
Wow.
Perfect.
There's been times in the past when it's gotten close to Sukkot and I've had such a really draining year, it was like, if I have to crawl down the side of the road to get to the Sukkot camp, that's what I'll do. And then I get there and I'm kind of a fun person. I don't know if y'all noticed that or not. And I get there and I laugh like a loon. I mean, we have so much fun because I see such funny things in different situations and I just get to laughing about them, and I mean, there's no word. Listen, I was raised in the city. I'm a city girl. The first couple of times we celebrated Sukkot, people asked me, well, what did you think? And I said, look, my idea of roughing it is a black and white TV and a hot suite, okay? So for me to say that staying in a tent is like the best thing ever is like huge. And my sweet husband makes us so comfortable. Now we've kind of switched to an RV, because we've gotten older, but back then we were staying in a tent. And I mean, he knew all the little tricks of tenting and everything. He's wonderful. But, like I said, I'm like, it's wonderful. It's staying in a tent. But you know what? If it's just regular old camping, I'd be looking for that black and white TV in the Holiday Inn. I know just because it's Sukkot.
I love it.
I had to say thank you to my husband, because my husband, working as an expediter, he has to sleep on a cot in the back of his van. And he used to, he would tell me how cold he would get in the winter and everything. I came home, I gave him the biggest hug and I said, honey, I now understand. And I want to thank you so much for your sacrifice. He just kind of giggled And he just looked at me, he says, I do it because I love you and I want you to be comfortable. And I thought, well, why didn't you give me a mattress to go with the cot?
Joe, one year the showers were cold. They shutting the door and it was making the pilot lights go out.
Mm-hmm.
So Bob went over there. And so I went up to the guy that was like doing the shower trailers. I said, let me tell you something. Y'all get them saved in the tent and then bring them all down here and put them in that cold shower. They'll speak in tongues.
Well, we had warm showers.
Like I threw it in their head because they were like, what? Never mind.
So Joe,
Stall too.
Joe, was this your first time of going away for Sukkot?
For Sukkot, yes, it was.
Yeah, going away.
My very first Sukkot with other people. I've done Sukkot for many years, but it was in my home, in my backyard, and pretty much alone. But this year it was with others, and it was a time also to be with my mom alone as well.
Sure.
And it was a blessing. In fact, we in the tent, Mom got up in the middle of the night. She went to get another sweatshirt because it was kind of chilly, and she fell. Okay, it doesn't. I know I'm laughing, but she fell, and she has these 2 artificial knees, so it's hard for her to get back up. So she's like, Joanna. She finally screams really loud to wake me up. I'm like, what? And she says, I've fallen. I can't get up. So I got her up, and I can't get her up. So I said, Mom, sit down. So we both sat down in the middle of the tent, and we just started laughing, and we couldn't stop laughing. Because I was trying to pick her up. Finally, I got her up, and we just hugged, and we laughed for like, I don't know how long until we fell asleep. We were laughing. So it was a lot.
And what is laughter? Laughter is good medicine.
Exactly. So it was a blessing to have her there and to laugh and enjoy it, and to sit there and remind her, Mom, we're camping. And she goes, I know, next time I take an RV.
Well, but you're going to be with us next year too, aren't you, Joe?
Oh yeah, and Mom's planning on getting Dad to buy an RV or a camper, and she's
rent. You can rent one.
Yeah. No, she's gonna buy one. She says, I'm buying one, and she says, and I'm heading to. Oh God, how did she say it? Spitman.
Spitman.
Spearman. But she got the Palo Duro right. That's
Palo Duro.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Hey, everybody's invited that's listening to park it on your calendars, October 2nd through 10th. Yep. 2020.
Well, I would, on behalf of all 3 of us, I would like to welcome Joe to the Sukkot Club. So, because all 3 of us been doing it for a while now, and it is a whole different lifestyle when you know about going away where you can't get to something that you left behind. That's the real key. Of course, now I did Sukkot for most of the years I did it, where I was really only an hour away from home. So it's like most everybody that lived that close usually forgot something and just took the day to go get it and do other things, but it is a whole different story to literally go where you can't, you have no ability to.
Right. I've camped before, Mark.
Oh,
Go 3 days or 2 days from my house going camping.
Sure.
So this was totally different, and plus I was relying on Cheryl Horton, who's 4'9", and a 4'10" woman that's driving in this minivan where their toes are barely touching the gas pedal.
Well, welcome to the club.
So thank you.
But Joe, one of my favorite things though was that there was no reception there. Yes. It being completely unplugged, it felt so good. Don't even sit there and worry about emails. Don't worry about phone calls. Don't worry about all of that. It was being totally without all of the tech was great.
Really great. It was really great. So yeah, if you want to go and have no tech or anything and you want to go to a really nice area, I mean, it was.
You get it at the top of the hill. You can drive up to the top of the hill.
Yeah, but drive up to the top of the hill. We were talking about that, and Mom says, "You know what?" Because I said, "You want to call Dad? Let him know you're okay." She says, "Nah, he knows. God told him." Everything's fine. So it was good. I loved that. That was the main thing that I really, I mean, I loved all of it. But when I first got there and found out there was no reception, I was like, yes, that means nobody's going to be facing their phones.
Yeah, and that's the real wilderness that we'll be going into one day. The real wilderness, you know, hey, we're ready. If the infrastructure goes down, no problem.
Sandi.
What?
I said, ooh, ooh.
Oh, Mariah?
No, you don't remember the game?
Oh, the game. Okay, if you looked on the pictures, there's a picture of Joe going weird, just this weird thing. We were playing a game called Quell late at night. I think it was after campfire, or it was after all the services, and you were hilarious. I didn't get to have fun though, because my clue is I had to touch the ground the whole time during the game.
Yeah. What else did you have to say?
What did I say?
I'm like, hear me
For I've spoken.
Yeah, hear me for I've spoken.
Yeah, every time I spoke, I had to say, hear me for I've spoken.
And joy, whatever. Well, I mean, Mark, we were sitting there going, where's Mark? Where's Mark?
We are richly blessed to bring you what we believe is the fullest, most diverse, yet up-to-date progressive teachings, discussion, and prayer programming you can find anywhere on this planet. Be sure to take the tour of the MessianicLambRadio.com website. I'm Susan Hoogie, thanking you for joining us on the Messianic Lamb Video Network.